Have you seen the new eyeshadow palette from RawBeautyKristi and Colourpop? Oh, I love the art on that so much. I was very inspired by that for this. I mean, I'm not even going to say very inspired. I tried to copy it straight out. Love it. Totally inspired by it. And very excited to share with you how I did this. I will tell you this manicure was quite a struggle bus for me, and I'll explain those things as I kind of go through here. But there's not a single finger on my hand that I did not take polish off of and put back on. The first plate we're going to use is the Winstonia W113. It has some awesome tree bark on it. And the rest of the plates that I picked are because they have mushrooms on them. If you look at Kristi's artwork, it has trees in the background, like trees in the distance like pine trees, and then it has tree bark in the front with mushrooms growing on it. And so that's what I'm going to try to recreate here, and I love the end result. There are a few things I would change, but we will get to that again as it comes along. You're not going to see this twice because I didn't do it twice. I actually did this twice and set them to the side for reverse stamping so that they can dry. I wanted to make sure everything was good and dry because I really didn't want to mess up this mani, so that's where I got burned the first time. Okay, 2 tips right here. 1, that stamp is too dang big to be painting in with a paintbrush. It took forever. So on the second one, I actually just used the brush in the bottle. I scraped off a bunch of polish and went in very lightly, as light as I could. Unfortunately, I still feel like that color came out too dark, and if I had it to do again, I would use a lighter brown, like maybe a Natto Clay from Maniology. Even Latte from Maniology would probably be better than that color. Unfortunately, I didn't list my colors, y'all, because seriously, this got messed up and restarted so many times I lost track and didn't write them down. But I will tell you the ones that I think, or if I know part of the name, I'll tell you part of it. I am going to fill in these little dots. It's a color called Cinnamon something. It's from Maniology. If you type in cinnamon, you'll find it. And these are very tiny. My poor little brush is getting worn out and starting to fray on the ends. It's very sad. I'm going to have to replace my buddy. I thought this color, although there was no yellow really on her palette artwork, I just thought it would pop against the tree background that I'm doing and give a little bit more color to the style from the packaging. Again, just keep in mind when we're doing reverse stamping, and that's what this is called. When you have a stamp on your stamper and you're kind of colored in from the back, that is called reverse stamping. Remember, you want to kind of lightly tap across it. Don't drag your brush through it. If you drag it, you will smear it. It doesn't matter if you think it's dry, because when you're putting new polish on it, you get it wet again, so you'll smear it. I am filling that mushroom in with the color Coconut. The green is Soft Sage, and unfortunately I can't remember the yellow. I'm sorry. I think it was the one out of the July Mani by Me box with the unicorns. Now, if you'll see on this stamping head, I have 2 of the same mushroom because those are pretty small. And I was easily able to fit 2 on there and spread them out far enough that I'll be able to stamp them separately. So this is me doing the brush trick again, because although these are small images, it's still a lot of area to cover, and I did not want these to get thick. If you let your stamped images, like if you fill in the background and you make it too thick and it's not dry all the way, you can kind of pop it like a balloon on your nail. Go see my pirate video for that. The trees the first time around, didn't like them. That was the first time I had to start over. So I had to take those nails off, repaint them with the base coat, which by the way is Coconut from Maniology, if I did not mention that. And I'm going to stamp darker trees in the background. This does 2 things for your artwork on nails. If you stamp something darker and smaller, it will push it to the back. So it makes it more of background art, right? We're going to layer things on top of this and in front of this that will push them to the back of this design. Now, if you're able to, or depending on what you're going to have in the very front of the design, you could actually also put the trees up higher on the nails, and that will also push them further into the distance. But it's all about size and color. So darker things go further back, and then they get lighter as they come forward, if it's something that you want to kind of stand out or pop out. So that's why I say on the tree bark that I did, I wish I had made that lighter. It looks horrible in this video, but please just bear with me, I promise you. It looks better in person. Now this part was fun. For some reason, even though I was only putting polish in the exact same places, I couldn't get these little buggers to line back up. they would not line up. So here was the cool part about it though. Fine, you don't line up right, you leave stripes on there, you can just smash them on there, nobody will know. Because who's gonna know that they're not lined up exactly like they're supposed to be? Nobody. They probably won't even see most of it because there's gonna be stuff in front of most of it. So if little things like that happen, let it go. Otherwise you'll be like me, taking these nails off and put them back on 2 or 3 times just to do one design. So we're just gonna do this across all the nails that have the trees on them. And again, I'm using a lighter color here. I believe this is Shangri-La. And the dark color I think is Greenhouse, all from Maniology. We're just going to match it up across all 3. Now, here's where we're going to get ready to start doing the layering stuff. I'm going to end up grabbing the tree barks. Oh, there's my no chip top coat. I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. If I didn't, that was an accidental purchase. It does not say it is a quick dry top coat, but it is. Just so you know, heads up. And I actually really like that one. See how dark this looks? You can barely see the lines on here. On video, you can barely see the lines where I actually stamped the tree bark. In person, there is a difference. But for some reason on video, unless I blew this out really white, it was not showing up. So that's why I would have picked latte or something like that instead. You'll also see there I took a chunk out on accident. In order to fix that, what I did is just cut a little bit off of the piece that I snipped off. Tiny bit of top coat, pressed it down, can't even tell. It's not really about how great you are at things, it's about how well you can hide when you're not. Okay, I have said this, I will shout it from the rooftops 24/7. You do not need a sticky base coat for nail stamping. Not that I have any problem if you want to use one, but please stop telling people that they have to have it. They don't have to have it. If the stuff is almost dry on there and you think it's not going to stick down, there's 2 things you can do. You can put a very, very thin coat of quick dry top coat down and stamp it, or you can just hold it. And it may take 5 or 10 seconds. That's why you're seeing me rock this around. Yes, it takes a little more time, but I got the whole thing to transfer. I didn't need an extra product for it. It took me 10 seconds. Whoopee. So if you don't have a sticky base coat, don't feel like that you cannot stamp without one. They are not a necessity. They're a luxury. They're a luxury. So is latex tape around your nails. So is nail polish. Okay, I call this nail fail-ish because first, I think that's beautiful, and the pinky nail looks like a snitch from Harry Potter, but I did not like it with the manicure, so I took it off, and I looked at Kristi's palette and saw that beautiful kind of navy shadow she had in there, and also her gold glitter shadow, so I thought I would throw that on there, because those colors look really good with the other colors on the mani. And so you can kind of see on the sides with my nail like this, on that ring finger, you can see the lines better on the tree bark. You may have to back it up. I think it's gonna, yeah, it clicked off. But on the whole, I loved how this came out. It was a lot of work. It was quite a little booger, but I'm very curious to know what you think. Let me know below. Let me know what you're doing for Thanksgiving. I'd look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.